Have you ever wondered how ancient people survived extreme heat without air conditioning, electric fans, cold drinks, or even refrigerators? Today, when the temperature rises, most of us simply move indoors, turn on a fan, or enjoy a cold drink. But for almost all of human history, none of those options existed, and yet humans survived scorching deserts, relentless summer heat, and some of the hottest environments on Earth. So how did they do it? The answer is surprisingly simple. They adapted. One of the most important strategies was choosing where to live. Ancient people understood something that modern humans often forget: location matters. Many early communities built homes near rivers, lakes, springs, or coastlines. Water didn't just provide drinking supplies, it also helped cool the surrounding air. Even a small breeze passing over water can feel noticeably cooler than the air farther inland. In some regions, people settled in valleys, caves, or shaded areas where temperatures stayed lower throughout the day. A few degrees may not sound like much, but before modern technology, those few degrees could mean the difference between comfort and heat exhaustion. Caves were especially useful. Archaeologists have found evidence that humans used caves as shelters for hundreds of thousands of years. While caves offered protection from rain and predators, they also provided something incredibly valuable during summer: cool temperatures. Deep inside a cave, temperatures remain relatively stable throughout the year. Even when the outside world becomes unbearably hot, the interior can stay surprisingly comfortable. For ancient people living in hot climates, caves functioned almost like natural air conditioning, but not everyone lived in caves. As societies developed, people began constructing homes specifically designed to reduce heat. In the Middle East and North Africa, many traditional buildings were made from mud bricks. At first glance, mud might seem like a poor building material, but it actually has excellent thermal properties. During the day, thick mud walls absorb heat slowly, preventing interiors from becoming too hot. Then, after sunset, the stored heat gradually escapes into the cooler night air. This natural process helped keep indoor temperatures much lower than outside temperatures. Some ancient buildings also had very small windows. Today, we love large glass windows, but in hot climates, they can act like giant heat collectors. Ancient builders often avoided this problem by creating smaller openings and thicker walls. Less sunlight entered the building, less heat entered as well. Many communities also understood the importance of shade. Trees were valuable not only for food and wood, but also for cooling. Sitting beneath a large tree can reduce direct exposure to the sun dramatically. Even temporary shelters made from branches, animal hides, woven reeds, or plant materials could create shaded spaces where people could escape the strongest sunlight. In many places, daily life itself was organized around the heat. Ancient people didn't necessarily work all day under the blazing sun. Instead, activities were often adjusted according to temperature. The coolest periods of the day are usually early morning and late evening. These became ideal times for hunting, gathering, traveling, farming, and other physically demanding tasks. The hottest hours around midday were often spent resting in the shade. This isn't laziness, it's smart survival. Many modern cultures living in hot climates still follow similar patterns today, and science supports it. Physical activity generates body heat. Performing intense labor during the hottest part of the day increases the risk of dehydration, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke. By shifting work to cooler hours, people conserved energy and protected their health. Clothing also played a major role. Many people assume that wearing less clothing is always the best way to stay cool, but in extremely hot environments, that isn't necessarily true. Loose, lightweight clothing can actually protect the body from direct sunlight while allowing airflow around the skin. Traditional desert clothing often covers much of the body for exactly this reason. The fabric creates a barrier between the skin and intense solar radiation. At the same time, moving air inside the clothing helps sweat evaporate, and sweat is one of the body's most powerful cooling systems. Humans are unusual among mammals because we sweat so efficiently. When sweat evaporates from the skin, it removes heat from the body. This natural cooling mechanism has helped humans survive hot environments for hundreds of thousands of years. Of course, sweating requires water, and water management was absolutely critical. Ancient people understood the dangers of dehydration, even if they didn't know the scientific details. Many communities developed reliable methods for finding, storing, and transporting water. Some collected rainwater, others relied on wells, rivers, springs, or seasonal water sources. In desert regions, knowledge of hidden water locations could literally save lives. This knowledge was often passed down through generations. Knowing where to find water could be just as important as knowing how to hunt. Food choices may have helped as well. Many fruits contain large amounts of water. Plants, berries, and other naturally hydrating foods could contribute to overall fluid intake. While water remained the primary source of hydration, food sometimes provided additional support during hot conditions. Ancient people also paid close attention to wind. A simple breeze can dramatically improve comfort during hot weather. Some settlements were positioned where natural airflow occurred regularly. Builders often designed structures to encourage ventilation. Open courtyards, carefully placed openings, and airflow pathways allowed moving air to carry heat away. Long before electric fans existed, people were already using the power of wind. Nighttime was equally important. In many hot regions, temperatures dropped significantly after sunset. Ancient people took advantage of these cooler conditions whenever possible. Traveling at night was common in some environments. Tasks that were difficult during the day could become far more manageable after dark. The difference between daytime and nighttime temperatures could be enormous. This daily cycle became an important part of survival. Perhaps the most remarkable fact is that ancient humans survived not because they were stronger than us. They survived because they understood their environment. They observed weather patterns. They learned where shade appeared throughout the day. They remembered water sources. They built structures suited to local conditions. They adjusted their schedules, and they passed this knowledge from generation to generation. There was no single secret trick. There was no ancient invention that magically solved the problem of heat. Instead, survival depended on hundreds of small decisions working together. A shaded shelter, a nearby water source, a thick mud wall, a morning hunting trip, a loose piece of clothing, a cool cave. Each choice reduced heat stress just a little. Together, they made survival possible. So the next time you step into an air-conditioned room on a hot summer day, remember this. For tens of thousands of years, humans faced the same sun without any modern technology, and somehow, through observation, adaptation, and experience, they found ways to endure some of the hottest places on Earth, not because the heat was easier back then, but because understanding the environment was often the key to survival.